Not TikTok, mate. YouTube. YouTube. TikTok is for chavs, mate. Good morning. Welcome to Normie Hell, Chesterfield. By popular demand, following the success of the Hell on Earth, Mansfield, we're in the rival town, Chesterfield. See which is the better field. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, we leave the coach station and we walk up the hill past, again, some architectural monstrosities, making me think that the Luftwaffe and the Nazis must have bombed the absolute shit out of Chesterfield as well, but I'd have to look that up. But I hear, and I did a bit of research, that Chesterfield is the slightly better off, as in well off, as in less poor neighbour of Mansfield. And I think we're now in Derbyshire and not Nottinghamshire anymore. So let's get into it. Now, this library does not make me want to read a book. So we approach Falcon Yard, the yard shopping, and we begin with a swastika, a kind of bent swastika of CCTV cameras, facial recognition, and the ball cam, just for good measure, so you know you're being watched over. Oh, there's an image, a beautiful bird of prey trapped under the firmament on a fake crystal. Yeah, so far, slightly better vibes here than in Mansfield. I wonder if the people are as friendly. I met some really nice ladies and gentlemen in Mansfield. We'll turn the camera around. The filthy slots, brown slots, it's gone bust, and it's been boarded up with that metal anti-crackhead, anti-scumbag thingy here. Now, this is directly on the high street, as you can see. I think the town hall's just over there. Now, what the hell are these things even doing, trying to do business on the high street? Walking away from the town hall, well, even the Wilko, just like in Mansfield, the Wilko here has gone bust. In fact, I think I saw on the news Wilko has gone bust all across the UK. It's one of those sell everything kind of stores, like a kind of mini Walmart. That's a Mercedes E-Class taking quite a shunt. A bit of brown sellotape, sort you right out. But yeah, a lot of the architecture here is 90s, early 2000s stuff. And you can tell if you look at patterns, the colour of choice here is black for clothes. What UK high street is complete without gadgets and vapes? Get your little robot penis. Robot penis. Is that Ed Chapman off YouTube? No, I don't think so. It's just so JD Sports for the international audience. It's a attire for urban feral youths who want to sell you a 20 bag. If you want to, you know, sell some narcotics, you can't be wearing a suit. You need to let the police know exactly what line of business you're in. It's not very intelligent, but then again, they know their market. Big telescreen advertising cheap shops. And Chesterfield famous for the twisty, bendy, bent spire on the church over there. No, Charlie Kirk got shot. I'm not Charlie Kirk, mate. He's the dead one. Cveitch. You alright, mate? Oh, God. We'll get Jason now. He's found Charlie Kirk. Charlie Cveitch. Look at that. Former Britain. Neo-UK, innit? Innit, bruv? Innit? Former UK. All innocent. All classical. Innit, bruv? That's twice this week people have called me Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Big fallen hero. Jack Daniels poncho. Jack Daniels poncho. Now I've seen it all. GV holidays, GV travel, coaching holidays. You're going to get a heart attack if you just look at the color scheme on these holidays. You get injured if you try that. Bit of Tudor. Hey guys, you okay? That's all right.
How's it going?
Very good. Sorry guys, I'm busy. Appreciate it. I'll find them, don't worry, I'll find the crackies. You know we're in the final days of capitalism when you've got these kind of like absolute budget shops, one beyond. Turn the camera. Iceland. Frozen fake shit, masquerading as food, all E-numbers, preservatives, saturated fats masquerading as food. And I'm sure the nation of Iceland should sue this corporation. That's not a good image. I wonder how much tourism in Iceland has suffered because no one wants to go there because of the Iceland store. Let's walk up the hill. Those teenagers wanted to show me where the crackheads are, but we'll find them ourselves. It's part of the fun is the chase. If you're told where the wildlife are, take some of the appeal out of it. The rectory, Chesterfield, nice building, and it's here right next to the church. We're not going to spend long here at the church. Oh, the rectory's bust, gone shut down again. Ryber security warning, dogs, security dogs, guard dogs in use, it says. But what is going on with this country? I don't know, man. It's like the game for people has become a lot harder. Now, what are these baby blue and baby pink ribbons? Oh shit, apologies. Baby Loss Awareness Week. Yeah. Nothing else to say about that. Let's cut the shot. Here is your bent, twisty, weird, non-linear spire on the church. We'll have a quick look inside, just to say we've done it. I don't know how I feel about using people's gravestones as paving slabs. 1768, a few years even before America was a country. 1814, Napoleonic era. Let's see what we've got. Quick look, viewers, quick look. Oh, it's feeling very festive. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, 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 ho. Lovely smell of incense. Nothing except good words to say about JC and Christianity itself. So there you go. What's interesting about Britain is every church pretty much has really old gravestones. Look at that. It's like a crackhead's mouth with all the teeth sticking out at weird angles. Sure, there's an insult. You got a mouth like a graveyard. But look at the ivy and all the moss and green growing on these old boys. So next to the church, the Chesterfield, welcome to Chesterfield octagon. Or is it a pen? No, it's a six-sided one. Hexagon. You can't get to it. Shut down. All done. No welcome for you. Again, more ball cameras. Like many towns, shout out to Knockout Audits for his amazing anthropological work in city centre Bolton, showing the horrors there. Come nightfall, especially on the weekend, it's alcohol. Hey mate, you okay? Yeah, alcohol. Hey. Alcohol-fueled gladiator jousting. The police exist just to pick up the pieces of drunken, deranged people fighting like crazy. And when it's not in a Colosseum and the Emperor's not watching, what's the point? Shitty, fetish for risk palace amusements slots here. F you, palace amusements. It's all vape shops, Turkish barber shops, nonsense shops, Poundland, and gambling. What a fall from the Victorian era we have suffered in this country. We're on one of the main highways, high streets here. Main shopping drag. And look at it. More gambling. More gambling. Discount, discount, discount. Plastic nonsense, discount. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. You like that discount store plastic tub aesthetic? Well, you better get used to it. This is Britain now. Get your plastic tubs in. Even when you turn a corner and you see some fake Tudor building, you're like, oh shit, more gambling. More bullshit gambling. And more shops shut down. Come and tell me about it. I'm doing a video if you can, please. My name's Charlie. I go around collapsing English towns and I say, why have we fallen from the Victorian era's heyday? What do you think the problem is?
It's Big Charlie.
Hello, mate. You alright? Not TikTok, mate. YouTube. YouTube. TikTok is for chavs, mate. Okay. The Victoria Centre. Look at this big row of Tudor. Probably built in the 1800s. I'd say at the time of Victoria, hence the name, the Victoria Centre. But there's no one here. There's nothing going on. It's all shut down. Look at all that. Look at all this. Look at all this. Look at all this. This is a main shopping day. It's a Sunday. Where's all the shops? Where's all the shops? It's all ogre. It's all finished. And for the international audience, when I told that guy, he's like, oh, look, it's that guy off TikTok. And I said, TikTok is for chavs. That's for people of a lower socioeconomic unit. Sorry, lower socioeconomic status. So while we're here, Rule Britannia, Victorian era, mock Tudor, that's harking back to Henry VIII, 1500s, Elizabeth I, that sort of thing. Now look how it suddenly changes, and bullshit. Look at that, the architect. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, like, doing the blueprints for that and going, oh yeah, the people of Chesterfield will love it. You know, especially next to that. They're like, oh yeah, no problem. Terrible. That is a big Union Jack. What is that building? I'll go find out. I was walking past this slightly attractive one. I thought, oh, the architect's probably quite proud of this one. And I said, wait a minute. It's the Freemasons, man. It's the Chesterfield Masonic Hall. I don't know what that new one is. Forgive me. So this is a big 1960s building that seems to have been placed on the side of a 1930s original dark brown brick one. And you pan around, it's quite clearly abandoned. I'm not sure if it's full of homeless people because it says here, housing homeless veterans, abandoned by the government, supported by us. Now let's pull out a bit. There you go. This is why you need to film in wide angle, in widescreen, 16:9. None of this TikTok in it. F off, you dirty chav. There you go. YouTube. The patrician's choice, the filmmaker's choice. And we pan from the abandoned big building here, which seems to have been fully taken over by the flag. And I think that there is probably still a working building. And that looks early 1900s. And I'd say that's still working as a government building, maybe. Here's the front of that nice building, Chesterfield Borough Council notice board. This is, the government always award and make themselves the nicest buildings when it's not your money to spend. Build yourself a nice big Parthenon on the Acropolis palace like this, and this is the memorial. It says, "Lest we forget." We'll never forget the sacrifice of the millions, literally millions of young men and some women who died in many conflicts for freedom. And as all the veterans are now noticing, it wasn't effing worth it. This government, after years of making everyone terrified to have children, climate, oh, it's bad for the environment. You're a white supremacist if you have white babies. Insidious project. Then, because they have to pay pensions and benefits, welfare, to so many people, instead of doing what the British do best, which is conquering the world and borrowing their resources, they import the third world. He's muttering nasty things about me, but he's might be a veteran, so it wouldn't work well in this scene if I started shouting at him. Import the third world. Social problems. Rape goes through the roof. Crime goes through the roof. And it's so deranged. It's like, you have to try and joke about it on your YouTube channel, otherwise you just get depressed. Like, all these old veterans walking around in a country that they fought for, that's being handed over to the very sorts of people who could do with a bit of British rule, if you know what I mean. Look at Donald Trump's America, for example. Are they entering the golden age? Just off the coast of Florida, you've got South America. Okay, a little bit further down. Venezuela, run by Maduro and a bunch of cartel communists who are getting a bit too cozy with some very, slightly dictatorial foreign powers. What does Trump do? Does he go, oh no, we better import 5 million Venezuelans? No, he's going to conquer and colonize Venezuela for those sweet, sweet, sweet petrodollars. Sweet oil revenue, American colonization of Venezuela. America, 20th century, when these little tin pot dictators, Grenada, Panama, all these other places, They don't freak out and then raise taxes for their native population. They go invade, put in the American companies, rule Americana, rule Americana. We need to rule Britannia again. Yeah, so Chesterfield is another market town. And you still see the remnants of the Victorian era all around us. Sorbo Lounge. Okay. What the F is that? We don't need to swear, just say F. You get the point. What is that? Who designed that? Who thought that was a good idea? And I've just noticed ahead of me, you know, it is Christmas after all. Sorry, it's coming up to Christmas season. Is it time to get a tree yet? Probably. But as you can see, the council has installed some brand new car ramming of peace. Nothing says Christmas and ho 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 and have you been a good boy or a good girl than massive anti-lorry, anti-truck, anti-car ramming of peace barriers. But what's the point when they leave open bits? So they've tried regenerating. We got some new wood. Someone's restored the fountain here. There used to be a well here, and someone's restored the fountain. We've got some corporate teepees, teepee Christmas. They're probably going to get shut down by the woke lefties. That's probably insulting to the Native Americans. Teepee for my bunghole? Teepee Christmas? Probably. Oh God, it's a Primark. So you come around and again it's, there's no one here. There's a lot of new wood without anyone here. So we look down here. This is on the bottom side. Bottom side, you got a nice pink building, as you do. Got a viewer to my right, man with good taste. How are you? Can I film you? Say hello. Look at that. So, the way you're... When does the North Pole expedition begin then? You got the equipment. No, I'm serious. When are you going?
I'm not.
What? All the best, mate. Thanks for watching, man. As I walked away and stopped filming, he filled me with rage. No offense, my friend. He goes, Charlie, I watch you on my Facebook. I don't post to Facebook. It's a bunch of beta little content thieves, scum, little weak men, don't even make their own content. So I get very angry. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. F you so much. It's not on my YouTube. It's not me. Discount booze, vape shop, cash converters, shut down. Slots, fetish for risk, bullshit, awful architecture. Pawnbroker, shut down shop, even the street next to the fucking, next to the effing CCTV, the shambles. What in the 5D Tesseract bullshit is going on here? Like it's, I thought that was graffiti on it. It's details, it's a square, a pyramid, cube, a pyramid. No, it's not, it's a, what the hell's that shape? The diamond shape. And another square on the outside. And do you feel welcome to Chesterfield? Do you feel it? An award-winning, coach-friendly town. Get your grannies in, get the coaches in, get the buses in. News is I'm warmed enough now, running around, chasing beauty. I'm warm enough now. I've undone the jacket, got the baseball cap off, letting the bald head breathe. For continuity, the three-dimensional diamond shape we filmed there is called an octahedron. Now you know. Just met a couple of viewers, YouTube viewers, real people. The man was from here, Chesterfield. We talked about Mansfield and how it needs to be nuked from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. And then I was like, where's your lady friend from? She's like, Sheffield. I was like, everything's field. Mansfield, Chesterfield, Sheffield. We need a field. Just walking along in the brutalist, modernist, piece of shit architecture. Piece of shit. And I was like, well, this one's trying. It's 1970s piece of shit, at least. And I was like, what is it? It's the North Divisional Headquarters of the Derbyshire Constabulary, aka it's the police, it's the cops, it's the thought control agents, it's the Stasi, it's the Gestapo, it's the George Orwell 1984 little apparatchiks, it's the little commissars of the new Soviet Britain. Sorry, Soviet UK, bruv, innit? The building's very apt. They probably got a secret file on all of us. Vocal cord violations, tap-tap violations on the keyboard. Send 6 officers to arrest a innocent guy for getting drunk, writing a few words on his keyboard. Send 10 officers to arrest a couple who spoke freely at some protest. Throw Lucy Connolly in jail for another 100 years. But see all those migrant rapists, cultural differences, put them on an electronic tag, get a bit of community service in there. There's no wonder people have lost a lot of respect for the police. Now, of course, you're getting murdered, you're getting raped. You pull your phone out, who are you going to call? Not Ghostbusters, you're going to call the police. We don't have a choice. So it's an institution I believe in. To run any civilized society, you need a monopoly of violence. You need a monopoly of violence. But when that monopoly of violence is used to brutalize the native population and call them all racist and thought criminals, vocal cord violence, ah! Something's going to give, and I don't know what. There she blows in all her police 1970s sloped slate roof glory. And look at this. This is a suicide fuel here. Like these buildings, your environment, you know, your environment can help dictate your mood. And what were they thinking? They were like, oh, all those classical beauty buildings. We want to do away with the past because of World War I and World War II. Let's build shit. We are modern. We are shit. And it's all gone wrong. And only now with Generation Z, the Zoomers, who are naturally very, very right-wing, only now are we doing away with the acid-fueled hippies and left-wing communism sympathy of the 60s and 70s. I love a cultural change. I love a bit of, you know, freedom, a bit of liberty. I love a protest. I love being able to speak truth to power. But when you speak truth to power and you build that, you're full of shit. The centre of Chesterfield, with what I'm assuming is the bell tower, the spire there, not spire, the campanile, the clock tower of the town hall. Just by the side of the town hall, just a brand of scummy gambling I've not heard of. Bet Extra. The Sun Inn. So everything's an inn. The Sun Inn. When are they going to launch a pub called The Fume Inn? Next to the Sun Inn, you got more degenerate gambling. Another Turkish Barbers. Fred's Haberdashery. And the Wetherspoons. A Wethies. Welcome to Sutton Scarsdale Hall. In its heyday, look at it now, derelict shell. This was as equally impressive as Chatsworth House, not too far from here either. This was built between 1724 and 1729 in a kind of grand European style. It was very ornate and very good. But then in the 1920s, it was stripped, it became derelict. These things are very expensive to maintain, very difficult to maintain. And what a metaphor for the state of Great Britain than this abandoned, nasty old husk. Formerly amazing, formerly powerful. Look at these Corinthian columns coming up now. Funnily enough, we're not too far from the town of Gotham, or Gotham. And again, in another coincidence, this was the inspiration for the abandoned Wayne Manor in the Batman films. Or one of the Batman films, anyway. We're going to go inside and have a look, and enough of my face. Let's turn the camera around. Just look at the views. Look at the views from this place. Okay, it's a bloody motorway now. You can hear that distant din of car shit. UK in it. I got sick of Springfield. What Springfield? Chesterfield. Sick of the fields. So I thought, where can I do my outro? Where can I end this video? I know. I'll come to this Sutton Scarsdale Hall. And for hundreds of years, so there's been houses. They say this is the 4th or the 5th big grand house built on this site. And it's a very good site. And this goes to show you the expense of maintaining these halls. And look at it, it's you can see it's a strong limestone, sandstone exterior. And that's the facade. And look at the erosion. Look at, oh my god, I feel bad touching it. It's still eroding. So don't touch. And look at that, it's a few inches of stone and then the rest is brick. You can see the upstairs fireplace there. And again, I saw this on the YouTube channel called The Walk. They're doing their Derbyshire thing. I'm doing my Derbyshire thing. Let's go in. I'm sure it's dangerous. Wow. Who's going to buy it? Who's going to redevelop it? It's now owned by English Heritage. But it really should be redeveloped. Here's the church that was attached to it. It really should be redeveloped back into a massive mansion, but just imagine the cost of fixing this up. Just imagine. Look at the rot and the erosion on these bits of sandstone and limestone. Look at that. Unbelievable. What a relic. So, for the American international audience as well, this house built 50 years before America won its War of Independence. 50 years before 1776. And some parts you're not allowed into. But it's a massive hall, and apparently it was extremely ornate. If you've heard of Chatsworth House, what a regal, amazing, posh bit of house that is. And this matched it. Back in the day. I'm going to change lenses. Give me a sec. Here we go. Not allowed in here. Camera can go in though. Oh, you can still see a little bit of the old plaster. A little bit. Sad, like, you know, when you hear, let me tell you, 1720s, oh wow, no wonder it's all fallen apart. It's 380, 400 years old. 300 years old. But in the 1820s, throughout the 1800s, into the early 1900s, it was still doing really well. And you are here in the second hall by the grand stair, which was there, grand stair. And Frances Arkwright as Saint Cecilia, look at that, she painted herself as a saint, the chubby old witch. And yeah, like, when you're really well off and rich and you're blue-blooded, the main thing is to separate yourself from all the chavs and the peasants and the scum and riff-raff. And the best way to do that is to have a massive estate and a massive house on massive grounds so that you can just seclude yourself away. Now, for some reason, you know, if we're talking about Gotham and Wayne Manor, for some reason the billionaire Bruce Wayne, he didn't just want to seclude himself away, he hated, this must have been kitchen bits? What's up here? Yeah, chimney. Yeah, Bruce Wayne hated chavs so badly, hated scum. Yeah, it looks all very chimney-ish. He hated the scum so bad, he liked nothing more than to attack scum. Hey, where am I going with this? So sad to see how it fell into disrepair. And the reason it's a shell like this with no roof is some other rich people bought the roof and all the wood and all the ornate structures inside and took it to the United States of America, which is quite apt, really, the kind of passing of the baton of civilization. So I just want to step over this, not trip up. Just want to say thank you for watching this Chesterfield video. We're 15 minutes out of Chesterfield here. I'm going to get you some outdoor stuff. Don't click off the video yet. I'm going to get a slightly more cinematic outro. Give me a sec. This is Charlie Veitch coming to you from the cold, cold climes of southeastern Chesterfield at Wayne Manor, Sutton Scarsdale Hall. 300-year-old wreck. What about Great Britain? 10,000-year-old wreck. Are we going to fix it? Can Bob fix it? Can even young Bob fix it? Anyone can fix it. Yes, we can. I'll see you as always on the next video.